Join us for a time of mental health wellness tips at our LifeWire LifeLine, Mondays at 12 noon on Facebook Live. Parents, grab your preschoolers and join us for fun with music and movement on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Zoom. Every Friday evening, we gather on Facebook Live for a time of prayer. Let's pursue God. The Refresh Your Life Outreach and Missions Team presents a holiday toy drive. You are invited to donate or nominate a deserving family to receive gifts this holiday season. For more information, check out our website at refreshglobalnfp.org. Join our texting community. Text REFRESH to 55444 to stay connected so we can refresh the world together.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Monday to you all and happy new month, November. Oh, wow. This is definitely the month of thanks. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, as well as we're entering or already into the holiday seasons. And where we spend a lot of time with family and friends and loved ones. And so our topic for this month is depression. It tends to really click in or come in, sneak in during around this time of year. So for all of you who are watching, we're so happy to see you all. We're so glad that you're here. As always, you all can leave comments below and I will answer them. My name is Shar. I'm the director of the LifeWire team, and it is such an honor to serve you all today. And hopefully some things that I share with you all about depression will help give you some support, will give you some coping skills, will help you to think, will give you some encouragement, or give you some inspiration as well. Maybe not just for you, but for a family member, for a friend, for in your community. And so again, our topic today is depression. When we think about depression, I want to expand your minds a little bit, to think beyond of what depression can actually be, and that there are different types of depression, right? Sometimes depression, they're seasonal. They're seasonal. You might be that type of person that is just really just fun and just so excited, and you're very outgoing, outspoken, and you're just overall a happy person. However, a certain time of year, who you are and the essence of who you are and what people kind of know you as, it kind of starts to decline a little bit. It declines a little bit, necessarily because of just the time of year that it is. And normally, statistically and percentage wise, this time of the year is when depression kicks in the most. And then depending on the events and what's going on, particularly like this year, we have an election. That's here, that's tomorrow. That may cause depression for some. Just the holiday seasons, really because of loss of loved ones. Mainly because it's the loss of loved ones. I get that a lot when talking and helping and assisting my clients. They're depressed around this time of year because that loved one that was with them last year around this time won't be with them this year. And the change and the difference, the atmosphere, because you miss them, right? You miss them. You miss their presence. You miss talking with them. You miss speaking to them. You miss being able to touch them physically. And then the memories, all of the memories, the good, the not so good, the ugly, memories that you have, you start to replay them in your mind over and over again. And that causes depression. So that is seasonal. Some are circumstantial. For example, this pandemic is circumstantial. Like it's because of, you may be experiencing depressive symptoms because of what's going on in your life right now, the adjustments, the changes, the unknown, how it has been affecting you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, all of those things. Because of the now, you might have been perfectly fine, which actually we all can really attest to say that we were all fine really before March. For some of us, it might have started since the top of the year, for sure. But it's circumstantial, as the world as a whole has experienced a totally new adjustment in our lives since March. So you might be depressed because of the events that has occurred. We lost a lot of loved ones this year. We have experienced, some of us may experience financial loss. Some of us might have experienced, just being tired, overwhelmed, because as soon as you've adjusted to one thing, or you got a hold onto one thing, then here comes something else. Something else jumps in, something else happens, and you might feel like you're losing your mind because things are out of control, and you feel as though you don't have a hold on to your life because of things that is beyond your control. A couple of months ago, I showed you all a therapeutic activity and a tool, for those of you who remember, over the summer, in dealing with things that we can control. We engaged in writing inside the small circle the things we can control, and then on the outside of the circle we wrote things that are beyond our control, that is exterior. And I really share this with my clients that I have. The pandemic, certain situations like that was beyond our control and is beyond our control. However, we do have control over how we handle them. We do have control over how we ourselves deal with it, how we adjust to it, how we manage our emotions, the things that we can do to help not just ourselves, but our families, our community, friends, etc. Those are the things that we do have control over. So that does, and it will help for those of you who are dealing with depression because of circumstances, because of what you're going through. So tip, hint, nudge, a coping skill. Learn, write down what you can control, what you can handle, the decision that you make. That is what you have control over. And then on the other side of that paper, write the things you can't control, and then just put it to prayer. You know, put it to prayer. Put your mind at ease, knowing that, what, this is something that's beyond my control. I cannot handle this right now, so I'm gonna leave it over here. I'm not gonna stress. I'm not gonna worry about it. Because I can't really do anything about it at this moment. But I can do something about this. I can do something about my emotions. I can make actions to the things that I can control, such as, just an example, you're in a pandemic, we're all in a pandemic. What we can't control is choosing whether or not to wear a mask. What we can't control is choosing whether or not, when we go outside, if we choose to keep our distance, if we choose to wash our hands, if we choose to, when we're close to our families and friends, that we're mindful and doing the things that would keep us safe, avoiding large crowds, and maintaining our distance. That's what you can control. That is what you can do. And we've always said it, me and the LifeWire team, we've always talked about how important the small victories are. Small victories are just as important as large victories. And so when you feel as though you are accomplishing and that you're doing your part, it does uplift that depression symptom. It does uplift that feeling of hopeless and helpless, like you can't do anything about it, when quite naturally you can. There are so much that you can do about it just by doing your part. Doing your part is absolutely essential. Definitely. Another thing when we're talking about depression, with things being seasonal, with things being circumstantial, it one of the things that pretty much I try to share with clients is, of course there are a lot of mental illnesses out there, correct? Some of them are seasonal, some of them are circumstantial, and yes, some of them are genetic. Genetically, is it's been passed down, or is through, is through your family. Your family has dealt with this. If you have family members, maybe your grandmother, your mother, your great grandmother, or your father, your grandfather, your great grandfather, they dealt with depression, so it is something that is within you. Yes, you may experience those symptoms and have it already because it is in you. But I definitely want to encourage you that although your family members, genetically it's been passed down, this seems something that your family deals with. It seems as though this is something that your family kind of is challenged by. I want to encourage you that if you know that, then you have control. Get it? The inner circle. You have control on whether or not how you want to manage it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You have control on how you're going to manage it. You can get the support. There's so many resources. There's so many support groups. There's so much tips and strategies that are out there now that might not have been present with your mother, with your grandmother, back then, when those resources may not have been available, but they are available now. And so what you can learn, or what you can do, is learn about depression, learn about anxiety, learn about the mental challenge that you're dealing with, learn about the root of it, where it comes from, where it stems from, learn about the percentage and the outcome of people that utilize coping skills, and what they do. Research other individuals who have this same mental challenge, and see what they do to manage it, and then discover your own. There is absolutely nothing wrong with getting the additional support and help that you need, especially when we're dealing with depression, because depression is one of those mental illnesses that can have a serious spiral. It can have a serious spiral. A lot of people with depression, you think you're okay. You think you're okay, and that you just want to handle it on your own. You want to handle your situations by yourself, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you can't, just as long as it's not something that you just want to hold in and receive no type of support system. Support systems matter. They matter. They are key. They are valid. They are important. So if you are someone who experienced depression seasonal, circumstantial, if it runs through your family genetically, then reach out to the necessary resources to get your support, to help support you while you're dealing with your presenting symptoms, your presenting problems. Because again, depression, it has a spiral effect. It has a spiral effect. A lot of people think they are completely fine when they're dealing with depression, and they might be fine for a month or two, but then something happens, a situation happens where it might remind you of what you've gone through. It'll remind you of what has happened. Someone may remind you of the someone else that hurt you. They might have said something or they look a certain way, and it triggers your memories, and next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, and you get depressed and sad and you're not even sure why. So imagine that, you know um like a seed, a seed that's been planted. And I like to really use a onion as an example, because by the time, if you're not ready, or if you do not take care of your presenting situations, your presenting problems, things that are challenging for you, things that you're going through and it's overwhelming for you, but you choose to bottle it in, by the time you do break down, by the time you do get that necessary help, the person who is willing to help you now has to pull back all of these layers, now has to pull back all of the what I'm trying to say, kind of like all of the things that you're going through. They have to pull it all back to get to the root of it, because you have to really cut the root. When you're just talking about surface level, when you're just dealing with surface level, when you cut off the top of the onion, you still have the rest of the onion at the bottom. You still have the inside of the onion, which is the root that's holding it all together. So then it never really goes away. It never really goes away. So definitely get the support that you need. Another reason why we're dealing with depression this month is because depression is real, and they have skyrocketed, and there's so many reasons why people are experience this. Now that there's durations of depressions, there's frequency. I do not wish for anyone to just walk around and say, that they are diagnosed with depression because they're dealing with depression. No. Again, that's why I said sometimes depression is seasonal, is circumstantial. Just because you are experiencing depressive symptoms that lasted a week does not make you, or does not diagnose you, or you're not being stated or looked at as someone who has major depressive disorder, just because you've experienced those symptoms within a week. No, that I don't want anybody to look at themselves like something is wrong with me, or now I have this because of the circumstances, because I've been going through it rough for a week and now I'm better. No, we're not going to write depression on the top of your head, because of that. Absolutely not, beloveds. Absolutely not. You're just an individual who is experiencing a rough time, and then there has to be a number of symptoms that has to be present throughout the entire time. Loss of sleep, feeling helpless, just fatigue, irritable, angry. And these are symptoms that are consistent. It's all the time. It's daily. It's almost continuous, at least 2 months. That's present at least 2 months, and it grows and it builds. Then that's when your loved one can start then to worry, like, I need the extra support that I need, because I've been dealing with something for 2 months that has caused me to be someone that I'm not, because I don't have an outlet. I'm not expressing my emotions right. I'm taking it out on my family and friends who are there for me. I'm having a hard time sleeping. I feel so helpless and hopeless. I hardly want to eat, take care of myself, do my normal routine, because I feel as though there is no point. Those are the things that we watch out and that we look for. And this is very vital. This is very important throughout this time of year, because quite naturally, we're all in a pandemic. So some of you may be deciding whether or not you should spend time with your family because you don't want to risk getting COVID and things like that. However, you need your family. You want to be around your family. You miss them. It's the holidays, and a loss of, maybe you lost a loved one, and so for you, you may want to be around your family. And I say, do what you feel is safe. Do what you feel is comfortable. Do not just think about you. Think about others. Think about those that are around you for sure. So one of the key things too that I notice with clients when they're dealing with depression, a lot of people become isolated. They stay to themselves. They don't like to go out. They don't want to be around family. They want to do everything by themselves alone. They're normally the ones that you see that are willing to hang out and be around, and then all of a sudden they're not, because they're bothered and because they're struggling and because they're going through. A lot of that too could be just your personality. It could be just your personality. Especially for us introverted people, all the introverted beloveds out there, we get charged from being by ourselves. Like it's like when we get plugged in, it's kind of like when your phone is about to die and then you go put it on a charger and you leave it alone. That's kind of like us introverted people. I'm not saying we're cell phones. I'm not calling us that. Please don't nobody take that the wrong way. Please don't take that the wrong way. No, but what I'm saying is, a lot of times for introverted people, we need just a couple of hours to go be by ourselves so we can recharge, so we can regroup, and then we come back out to people. Extroverted people normally are kind of like the opposite. They get charged from being around people, from being in social environments. And so be mindful and know who you are and how you are. And so then you can determine, when isolation is okay for a while, but being isolated for a long period of time, weeks on, then I suggest you get the support that you need when you are dealing with depression, you guys. And it's real, it's out there, it's serious, it's circumstantial, it's seasonal, it can be through genetics. And the last thing I want to say is traumatic events. Traumatic events, which kind of ties under to circumstantial, can definitely cause depression. Traumatic events, things that have occurred to you and happened to you mentally, sexually, abuse, definitely abuse, financially, physically, all of those things, traumatic events, seeing a house burn down, just those extreme things, attachments, loss of loved ones, again, being away from family for a certain period of time. For sure, it lost a loved one, not being away from them because you've lost them, but being away from them because you can't be with them. Maybe they moved, or they're just not as close. All of that plays key. All that plays key and could trigger or could plant a seed of depression, for sure. And each one is different. Each person is different. For me, I would definitely say this: during this time of year, some of the coping skills that you all can use for those who are challenged with depression sometimes is, one, know your worth, know who you are, know that your thoughts, your opinions, they matter. And the people that love you, the people that support you, they will be there for you to listen. They'll be there for you even to just sit in silence. You don't have to say anything. I definitely encourage not to stay isolated, especially not this year. Do not stay isolated away from everybody, away from everyone. I know the pandemic kind of put us all in that position, in that place, but like I said, just wear a mask, avoid the large crowds, large groups, and things like that. but get that support from, maybe like the 3 to 5 or the 1 to 5 persons that you trust to be in your circle to help you through this year, the rest of this year, and whatever may come from this year, the different outcomes that will happen this year. Make sure that you have that support system. Do not try to have it all on your shoulders on your own, beloved. And it's okay. It's really okay. It's okay, because we're all going through something. We've all been through something. Even myself, as a therapist, they I have a excellent support system. I have an excellent support system because I need it too. I'm a human being too, and we need that. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth and reading some of you guys' comments, which I found is a lot easier to do on my phone than my computer. I don't know why. I'm a little special, but yes, absolutely. So um and with that, another coping skill is stay consistent with a routine. Do the best, your absolute best that you can, to stay consistent with a routine. If you're used to getting up every day around 7 or 8, even when you start to feel those depressive symptoms around this time of year, stay consistent with that routine. Do getting up, taking care of yourself, self-care, eating, feeding your kids, for those of you that do, spending time with your spouse, doing your work, watching TV, taking breaks. Stay consistent with your routine. Now, sometimes, especially for introverted people, sometimes we need that day, or we need like a few hours to just not do nothing and lay in our beds, or just sit in our couch and just really just relax. Again, to each his own. Everybody is different. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. But after your depressive symptoms have been present, like I said, feeling fatigue, feeling helpless, losing sleep, lack of eating, what else? Feeling irritable, frustrated, angry. When you start to feel those all the time, when you engage in those all the time, then that's when you're like, okay, I need a recharge. I need the support system. Okay, now I need just a little bit of help. What is that thing that is bothering you and that has been bothering you for a certain period of time? Get the support that you need. Absolutely. And so that is a coping skill, into staying consistent with your routine. Working out, being active, physically active, is definitely helpful. It stimulates the mind, it stimulates the body, especially early in the morning, getting started with your day. In addition, or collaborating with meditation, prayer, doing those things first thing throughout the day, first thing in the morning, and then throughout the day, if you can. It helps to get you going. It helps your mind running. It makes you feel good, especially when working out, or in meditation, that you've accomplished something, that you've done something. That is something that you have control over. You feel good in your body. You feel more energetic, naturally. And so definitely engage in physical activities, even if it's just going for a walk, or whether it's inside or outside. I'm in the Midwest, so thankfully, our weather is not like too bad. It's starting to transition a little bit, but this week is not going to be, too bad. So going outside for a walk with a friend, walk with a family member, talk about 3 good things, that you are blessed, that you have, that you're so happy about, and talk about those things. That helps bring positivity, into your mind, and that decreases depression for sure. Another thing, is that, when you're dealing with depression, and what you can do, like I said, it of course is having resources, is having a support group, talking to someone, having a routine. Um, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And having a routine, talking with someone. I don't know why I was this track today. I apologize, beloveds. I apologize, but definitely having coping skills. Like I said, some of them are when they're even circumstantial. You know yourself, so you know this time of year, or even if it's not this time of year, maybe it's at the top of the year, maybe it's the summer. You pretty much know. When those depressive symptoms start kicking in. So make yourself a coping skill box with everything that is helpful, everything that is useful. I encourage, if you're very artistic, or into the arts, utilizing music, utilizing dance, utilizing drawing to help ease your mind, to help calm your thoughts, to help relax yourself, relaxation techniques, breathing techniques, those are definitely helpful as well. Finding just those few things, try it, see what you like, what you don't like, and then use it. Now, beyond circumstantial, beyond seasonal, beyond genetic, and beyond traumatic events that kind of causes depression, beloveds, I must say, and please do not be mad at me, but sometimes we ourselves are the reason why we are experiencing depression. What do I mean by that? Because you look in the mirror and you're not happy with who you are. You look in the mirror and you're disappointed in yourself. You think about your childhood, um, and that you didn't fit in. It was hard for you to fit in. You didn't easily make friends. You were bullied. You didn't get along with family. Maybe you're someone who unfortunately was adopted, so you don't really have family that your blood family. You might have had the blessing of having a foster family that you grew up with, and that showed you love, and I'm so grateful that you have that. But sometimes, beloveds, we are the reasons why we are depressed, because we aren't happy with ourselves. We're not happy with how we look. We're not happy with how we think. We're not happy that we're tall, that we're short, that we're small, that we're healthy. We're not happy with our life. And I encourage everyone who feels that way, that how you are is the way that God intended for you to be. Your personality, how you look, the fact that even to the point of the color of your skin, that's how you look. That's how God intended you to be. And it's important for you to love yourself. It's important to know that, hey, in this life, you don't have to rush to get to the next level. And it's okay if you don't make it to the next level right away. If you've taken a couple of falls before you get to that next place, it is really okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't mean as though that you aren't doing anything or going anywhere with your life. Physically, I say, if you're not happy with yourself physically, keep in mind, as long as you're healthy, that is the main goal. Making sure that you're healthy, eating the right foods, drinking water, etc. I am someone who is very into health, physically, and so taking all of that into consideration, love yourself, looking in a mirror, speaking those positive affirmations over yourself, declaring them every day. I am beautiful, I am enough, I am important, I am powerful, I am strong, I am more than a conqueror, I am victorious, I walk in victory, I speak victory. I am, yeah, I am enough. I am loved. I am loved. You have to say those things. If you are someone that has to say those things, then say them. Say them. Don't be ashamed, because you have to know. You have to know within yourself before anybody else can tell you, because me, I am that type of therapist, is if you're coming into session and if you do not want to make the necessary changes, if you don't want to work at becoming a better you, you're already great. You're already good. You're already great. You're already a good person. You just need some additional support. But you have to want that. You have to want it. You have to believe in it. It may be tough. It may be difficult, but it's hard for me as a therapist or as a family member or as a friend to help you and to believe in something that you don't believe within yourself. And guess what? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. People say, come in and fix me. And I ask them in return, well, do you want to be fixed? Do you truly want to be fixed? With everything that you're telling me, with everything that you're sharing, are you willing to make the necessary changes to make you a better you? If you have to think about it, or if you're not, then anything and everything that I say or that your support system says is not going to work, because you yourself have to believe it. That, beloveds, is something that you have control over. You have control over. You have to believe. You have to believe. And yes, I can help you. Your support system, we can help you get to that place. But don't be mad or upset. Don't be mad or upset if things do not change right away for you. Because you have to work at it too. You have to know who you are. You have to know who God called you to be. You have to know, you have to know how valued your life is and how important your life is. And that without you, this world would be completely different. This world would not be the same if you aren't present in it. Just as you are, though, not you trying to be somebody else. And that, beloveds, that do causes depression, because we look at others. Social media has definitely helped with that. We look through our timelines. We see our friends, we see our families, we see people that we don't even know, and they post and living their best life. Like, they post all these amazing things: getting jobs, having a family, getting married, having a good day, getting physically fit, losing weight. They post traveling, they post all of this good stuff, and then it sinks in and it causes depression in you, because then you feel as though you're not doing anything, when in fact you are. You just not posting. You may not be the person that's posting all of your business out there, but there will be a season where good things are gonna come for you too. But then you start to look at yourself and like, man, what am I doing? Why am I not where this person is? Why am I not where this person is? I want what this person has. And it's like, beloveds, no, you have what you have when you have it, when you need it to have it, when you need it to happen. And so that causes depression within people, because then they feel as though their life isn't valuable because it doesn't look as good as their neighbors. And I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not the truth. That is absolutely not the truth. Your life is not supposed to look like your next door neighbors. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. And if we want to be honest, if we want to be real, a lot of people, they're only posting the good things about their life. Anyway, they're not posting about what they go through. They're not posting about those hard times. Some may ask for prayer. Some may share, they lost a loved one. Some may share, this and that. They might share a little bit. But overall, people want the world to see all the good things that's going on. They want to see that they want to post, that, hey, I got it all together. My life is good. My life is great. And so be careful not to assume that their life is just automatically better than yours because of what they put on the screen, because of what they put on social media. You have no idea what they're going through behind closed doors, just like they don't know what's going on with you. And so I say that to say, love yourself, love where you are, appreciate where you are, appreciate those that are around you who love you. Know that your life is valuable. Know that your life is important. Love yourself enough to know when you need help and support when you're dealing with depression. Love yourself enough. Get to that point in that place that, man, I'm at this point in place where I know I need somebody to talk to, and I'm important enough to go get that support. Do not ever for a second think that you aren't important enough for someone to listen to you, to be there for you, to hug you, to hold you, to sit with you, to spend time with you. That is not the truth. That is absolutely not the truth. You are. And so I hope, absolutely, absolutely, Eloise, absolutely. Exactly. Exactly. I really like that statement. They post things they really don't believe for themselves. It's not reality. Absolutely. And a lot of times it's not the reality. It's not the reality. The reality is what you're dealing with. The reality is what you're faced with. What you're dealing with. That's real. That's real. Appreciate again where you are. And if you don't like where you are, beloveds, you can change it. You can change it. Research, research on where you want to be. I love poster boards. I love like those dream poster boards that they used to make us do in high school, like what you want to be, and then you put on there, the kind of like the lifestyle that you want, or the kids and the ring for marriage, or the house or the dogs, if you're really into pets, or what you want to be, the kind of car they make you put it on this poster board, and the reality is, you know all of that happening at once is not the reality. But you can take steps to get from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, until you get to your goal. And for all of you millennials out there, and the generations after me, I must say the economy, we got it bad. We got it hit hard with the economy. You know, we aren't able to, as soon as we get our bachelor's degree, have a great job that will sustain us and our families. The economy, when 9/11, when all of that hit and happened, it completely changed our system. It's not as easy to go out there and find work anymore. It's not as easy to have one or two or three degrees and you scratching your head wondering why you're still struggling. The world has definitely shifted and changed. But even I have to come to the realization that that's not my fault. That's not my fault. I'm doing everything that I need to do to survive, as someone who's in their late 20s, early 30s, to survive me and my family. It completely changed. Jobs are not as easy to come by like they were in the 90s. Things were just changed and different, and so we did have to adjust. And then we're dealing with a pandemic, and it was just so much that us as a generation, we've dealt with, we're dealing with. But taking small steps, not giving up to get to where you need to be. And so I guess I said that to say, do not be your own. We are our own worst critics, and a lot of times we cause depression on ourselves because of the negative thoughts that we allow to dwell in our mindset, that we allow to take rest into our mindset, and have us thinking that if we're not like this, then something is wrong. If we don't have it like this, then we messed up. If our life don't look like this, then I messed up. And majority of times, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. A lot of it is circumstantial. So again, beloveds, with coping skills, when you're dealing with it with the next month, for the rest of this year, even however the election turns out on tomorrow, and when we're dealing with all of that, even with the upcoming holidays that are coming up, and you start to miss your loved ones and being around them, beloveds, keep a consistent routine, stay active, meditation, self-care, do activities that you enjoy doing so that you aren't dwelling in this depression for long. And so I really hope this helps. I really hope that you all are definitely encouraged. And depression, it is a real thing. It is a real thing, and if you don't deal with it right away, it will grow. Just like with anything, it will grow. It will get bigger, and it will be harder and harder to deal with. And it's tough. And again, that's why I was sharing earlier, there are different types of depression. You just have to know which one, or talk to a therapist, or talk to someone in the field that can share with you and let you know if you're unsure off the bat. Okay, I can tell this is seasonal depression for you, this is circumstantial for you, this is traumatic, this is because of traumatic event for you, or this is genetic. And then from there, we can then lay out the steps to then get to a healthy place, to a healthy mindset, to healthy coping skills to help you manage it better, to help you deal with it better. And then speak over yourself. Speak over yourself. You can do it. You can make it. You are enough. Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I definitely hope this was helpful. Thank you all for watching. I don't see any comments. I'm gonna let you all go throughout your day. Be on the lookout. LifeWire and the Refresh Global have so much that's happening for the remaining of this year for you all. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. Be safe for sure. Be safe. I appreciate you all, and you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Take care.
Join us for a time of mental health wellness tips at our LifeWire LifeLine, Mondays at 12 noon on Facebook Live. Parents, grab your preschoolers and join us for fun with music and movement on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Zoom. Every Friday evening, we gather on Facebook Live for a time of prayer. Let's pursue God. The Refresh Your Life Outreach and Missions Team presents a holiday toy drive. You are invited to donate or nominate a deserving family to receive gifts this holiday season. For more information, check out our website at refreshglobalnfp.org. Join our texting community. Text REFRESH to 55444 to stay connected so we can refresh the world together.